Everyone wants bounce, but most athletes just simply aren't training correctly. So if you're getting stronger, but your vertical's staying the same, you've been training hard, your legs probably feel slow and heavy, listen up. A lot of athletes get strength training to jump higher mixed up. If you want to jump higher, you need to build the right kind of strength, and that's what we're going to break down today. Not plyos, not speed work, not mobility, just unfiltered strength. So let's jump into it. Strength is your ability to produce muscular force. So the more force you can produce, the greater potential it's going to give you to jump higher. But here's where most athletes mess up. They focus on only absolute strength. They chase the big squat numbers, heavy deadlifts, crazy leg press stacks, without actually realizing jumping isn't just about how much you lift. It's about how much you lift relative to your body weight. A 300-pound dude who squats 500 pounds might not jump that high, but a 170-pound athlete squatting 400, that's bounce. So if your strength is going up, but your vertical isn't, you might be getting too strong for your own body weight. This is where relative strength comes in. The stronger you are per pound of body weight, the higher you're going to jump, and that strength needs to be quad dominant. People love talking about the glutes and hamstrings and the entire posterior chain, and yeah, they're important, but let's be real, your quads are doing a lot more than they get credit for. When you jump, your knees extend forcefully, and that's all the quads. Your rectus femoris, your vastus lateralis play a massive role in knee extension and force production. If your quads are weak, your jump is weak. Simple. Did you ever notice how most elite jumpers have massive quads? That's not a coincidence, man. So let me tell you a quick story about how I absolutely butchered my own vertical at one point. There was a time where I thought, you know what? I'm just going to squat my face off. My vertical will take care of itself. As long as I get stronger, I should jump higher. So I went all in, squatting 3 times per week, pushing heavy weight, feeling strong as hell. And guess what happened? My squat went up, but my vertical didn't. Didn't even move an inch, man. I was stronger, sure, but slow, stiff, and about as bouncy as a refrigerator. And the worst part, my knees hated me for it. So if you're thinking about only getting stronger, ignoring everything else, trust me, I've been there. Learn from my mistakes. Strength is just one piece of the puzzle. Okay, so now that we know relative strength is key, how do we build it the right way? First, let's talk about the biggest movement patterns you need to train. Number 1, a squatting pattern. King of lower body strength, front squats, back squats, even machine squats as well. These are non-negotiable. You need to pick one that emphasizes the quadriceps. If you're not doing these, you're missing out on serious inches on your vertical. Number 2, you need to ensure you're doing a hinge pattern. So what is that? So that's predominantly a deadlift-like movement pattern that emphasizes your glutes and hamstrings. So things like a Romanian deadlift, a traditional straight bar deadlift, a trap bar to an extent, even though you utilize a little bit more quads in that. Another good one is a good morning. Next up, you have to get your calves bullshit strong. So I think seated calf raises, standing Smith machine calf raises are 2 of my favorites because you can actually load them heavy on these machines. And that's the key, guys. You don't want to be doing thousands of reps or super high repetition calf work. You need to train your calves similar to the other muscle groups and emphasize getting them stronger. The last thing is accessory work. This is where you want to make sure you're strengthening things like your glute med, your core, your adductor muscles or groin muscles, and even doing slow tempo strength work for your quadriceps to help keep your knee tendons healthy. The accessory exercises are primarily there to keep you healthy, and it's going to be a little bit different for everyone in terms of what they need to focus on and what they need to work on, but ensure you're hitting those little muscle groups that the bigger compound movements will still train, but they won't emphasize as much as they could be through an isolation exercise. So where do most athletes screw up? Here are the biggest mistakes I see. Number 1, chasing absolute strength over relative strength. You're not a power lifter, so ensure your main focus is on relative strength. So you're trying to build your strength up without your body weight increasing dramatically. Now there's a way you can track this, and it's simple math. It's just simply dividing your squat max by your body weight, and that'll spit out the magic number. So you want to track that number over time and ensure that's increasing, not just your squat max. Number 2 is just training like a bodybuilder and just grinding out reps way too much, doing way too much volume, training like an athlete and training to be powerful and jump high. Now, there might be times in your training where you emphasize hypertrophy a little bit more. However, it shouldn't be the bulk of your training. This is where you want to make sure your repetitions are on the lower side of things for the most part, and also your rest times are higher to ensure you can have maximum intent when you're lifting. And don't go too crazy on the volume as well. A fresher nervous system is a faster nervous system. All right, so how do you actually train? Here's a simple blueprint for you to follow. Would recommend training your legs for strength 1 to 2 days a week, sometimes maybe 3, but it depends on your schedule. Focus on compound lifts primarily that hit the quads, hamstrings, and glutes. Keep the reps on the lower side of the things for the most part. So I think 3 to 5 reps per set, anywhere from 3 to 5 sets. Prioritize relative strength and track your squats primarily to your body weight ratio instead of just your raw numbers. Ensure you're staying lean. For the most part, every pound of body weight should be functional, minimizing fat gain. Now, lastly, ensure you're mixing in accessory work that's going to help keep you balanced and healthy. Like I said before, this will be different for every single athlete, depending on your injury history and what you need to emphasize. If you follow these key points, your vertical will definitely go up. I've added 15 to 20 inches to my vertical just following these simple principles. So the bottom line is jumping high requires an insane amount of relative strength. It's not just about lifting big numbers, it's about building the right kind of strength. Focus on relative strength, getting stronger without the unnecessary mass. Prioritize the right lifts, squats, deadlift, calf raises, and all the accessory work. Don't neglect your quads. If they're weak, your vertical will definitely suffer. Avoid the common mistakes I mentioned before. Train smart, not just like a bodybuilder. So if you dial in and you strength train the correct way, it's almost impossible for you to not be jumping higher. So I hope this helps, guys. Go get in the gym, work hard, and get that bounce. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me know that I should keep making these videos for you guys. And also, if you're serious about transforming your vertical, I've got something for you. I put together a free email series packed with tips, breakdowns, and proven methods to help you jump higher, plus a free workout to get you started right away. Just hit the link below to sign up. It's completely free, no catch, just straight value to help you level up.